Welcome to Kananaskis! We are out here camping at the Mount Kidd RV Park and it is snowing right now. It is the middle of June and we are camping in the snow. If you're new to the channel, my name is Becky. Travis is behind the camera and we are camping with our two daughters, Teddy and Ellie. So come along with us on this little adventure. We are in Loop E, Site 23. It's a pull-through, which is very convenient. And there is a fire pit there on the other side of the picnic table. And that's it for our site. So I think that's going to be all that I video for tonight of the campground. I will take lots more video tomorrow. I'm really excited to stay here. I just have said this in other videos before, but I am just so eager to learn more about the Kananaskis area. I think there is just so much to explore here, so I cannot wait to learn more and see more, and I think that Mount Kidd RV Park is going to be a great jumping off point for that. Good morning! It's, well, pretty late morning, but we are kind of emerging from our trailer. We had a great little night and lots of snow first thing this morning. It's mostly melting away. As you can see, it's sunny and beautiful. I mean, it's probably only a few degrees, but it feels really nice in the sun, and the snow I'm sure will be melted soon. And I think it's going to be a great day. We are actually going to head into Canmore today just because this is kind of the chilliest and it is forecast for rain. So we thought we would go do our town stuff today and then we can enjoy the rest of the Kananaskis area on the next few days when it's hopefully a little bit warmer. We just drove out to the main camping center area. There's just some information here, and we've got a little map of all the campground and the trails, I guess. So we are camping up here in E23, so you can see the trail. I think this takes you over to near the Kananaskis River, and then there's some other hiking trails to enjoy around the campground. And we're just gonna go check out the camping center right now. This is just the backside of the camping center, and it is such a beautiful facility in there. It feels like you're like walking into a hotel lobby to check in. But very nice, very well stocked little like grocery store, camping supplies, souvenirs, and it's got washrooms, an arcade, and it's also got like a rec room for like teenagers and adults to use. So really beautiful facility. Oh, and there's also like a whole wall with like advisories and information about hiking in the area and like bear notices and just all kinds of information in there. It's a really cool facility, and yeah, we're just checking out the grounds right now. So they've got tennis courts, a big playground over there, which we're not going to go check out right now, but we definitely will later. I think that's Mount Kidd right there, partially covered up. Here's a look at their brand new splash park. I actually don't think it's even open yet. Well, I guess there's obviously tape everywhere, so it's not quite open yet, but it will be open for this summer season. Hey, welcome to Canmore. We are stopping. It is almost lunchtime, but hoping to get like a little brunch meal at the Bankhead restaurant. We've been to it a few times, not for a while, so excited to check it out and see what we can get. Okay, we finished up a nice little breakfast lunch at the Bankhead. And it's a cool little restaurant. It's named after a town named Bankhead that was like an old mining town, so there's lots of history and stuff. And it's got a really international menu, so I had Turkish eggs for breakfast and they were really good. So a great little spot for breakfast or lunch there. And now we're downtown Canmore, so for the summer the main street is blocked off for traffic, so it's pedestrian only. So we're just gonna have a little stroll through Canmore while the girls nap. We decided to stop off at Gray's Food and Drink just for a little happy hour drink, and we got an appetizer trio which has cauliflower, samosas, and spring rolls. So just a nice little place to stop. We've still got one napping, one needed fed, and a couple of parents who wanted some food and drink as well. So a nice place to stop here. I don't know what it's doing over in Kananaskis today, but it has turned into a beautiful afternoon in Canmore. We just spent a little bit of time just hanging out in some of the chairs here on the main street and soaking up the sun. It feels pretty darn good, especially after waking up to snow this morning. Alright, we just left Canmore. After Teddy woke up, we went to a little playground and had a play for a few minutes, and then we actually went and had supper at the Rocky Mountain Flatbed Company, and they're just a really good little pizza place in Canmore that we have been to a few times, but yeah, it has been a while since we've been back. So it was nice to go there. I had actually Bolognese pasta and Travis had a flatbread, and everything was really good.
Very good.
It just actually started raining and it looks like it's pretty gloomy in the direction we're heading. I'll show you what it looks like, but we are heading back to our campsite now, and that'll probably be it for us tonight.
We had a really nice day in Canmore. It's like jackets off, walk around sunny, through the park, through the downtown, got our favorite stores.
Here we go, we just drove just past the Kananaskis village area, and we just broke out of the rain for the most part, and there are blue skies ahead, and we can see the mountains again, so it's nice to see the storm clear off. And we're thinking that that over there is Mount Kidd. This is the first time we've seen the tippy top of it. So we are just about at our campsite.
Right across from.
Okay, so what went from stopping at the camping center because Travis wanted a bag of popcorn for tonight is now becoming, we're going to stay here for a little bit, because in the rec room that I mentioned earlier, they are playing the NHL playoffs. So the Oilers are up and it is the second period. So we're gonna stay for a little bit. Ellie just woke up from a nap, so we probably have some time to chill before we head back and maybe do a bit earlier bedtime since we were up pretty early this morning. But just heading back to the truck to gather some more supplies, and we're gonna hang out in this rec room. Good morning. It is a really beautiful morning here at Mount Kidd, and we just loaded up the girls in the stroller, and we're gonna try and head out on the little path that I think takes us down to the Kananaskis River. This is site E29, and it is a big, beautiful back-in site. All of these ones along the edge are back-ins, and the middle rows are pull-throughs. So here we found our trailhead. We're gonna try that again. we came down here and then it was going to take us on this big loop trail, but we were actually looking for this little trail, so we're going to go back to site 40 and try to loop onto that one. Going a little off-road here to get down to the path. Standing, the ice-cold Kananaskis River would have numbed your knees and toes. Beneath your feet is the old river channel.
And so got puppies. Me watched me one yesterday.
Lots of little signs along this part of the path to read and learn. It was just a very short little walk from where we went down the steep hill. We just crossed over 2 little bridges and just got to walk through some beautiful forests like in the campground, and we are down here by the river. So there's this like nice little calm channel of the river, and then the river is actually flowing pretty fast, but it is really pretty, the color, and just like warm and so peaceful down here. We've got a little gal having a great time with the rocks, so might just spend a little bit of time here by the water. We crossed back over the bridges back into the campground area. We're just taking this trail around, but it is so calm and quiet and peaceful back here. Like, you can just hear all the little birds. We found the proper way to access this lower trail. This looks a lot more gentle for the stroller. So for nap time today, we decided just to put the girls both in the stroller and just do the little loop trails around the campground, just so we can really put a lot of steps in at the campground and really get a sense of the whole place. There's a look at all of Mount Kidd before maybe the next set of clouds come rolling over it. There's the amphitheater there, but we won't be able to see anything at the amphitheater because right now in June they just have talks on Fridays and Saturdays, so we'll miss it this time. Okay, so we're up here. We started over at our site here and did this loop, which was super short, and then we actually walked around this way and up here, so now we're gonna try and do this whole loop around, and judging on how quick the last one was, it shouldn't take us very long.
Always something new, you'd never know. They actually had, before logging roads and all the trucks, they used to actually just put the logs in the river and push them down the river. And then the last time they did the log drive was 1944. It took 2 months to get the logs down to Calgary from here.
Yeah, we get to walk along the creek here, which is flowing super fast. And it's cool, you can see the bottom, it's actually quite shallow. And we have also been walking with our bear spray all day, because even though we're in a somewhat busy campground, there are still bears in the area. There was an advisory that there was just one at the golf course recently, which was just the next turn off the highway before Mount Kidd. So make sure you've got your bear spray and that you know how to use it and that it's accessible while you are out and about when you're in the mountains. Another little look out at the river. Again, it is moving so quickly. I guess it's the time of year. Just popped out of the trees again. We've got one of the creeks that I think you cross over on the highway, and it's meeting up with the river, but then I noticed we're right by the golf course. There's the golf course right there, which is where they said they saw the bear. Okay, and we're back to the camping center. So that loop took us like maybe 30-35 minutes. That was with one stop by the river and one bathroom break, which I didn't realize that the bathrooms that are in each of the loops are actually flush toilets with like a sink with warm water. So we have one right near our campsite that we just haven't been to yet, but that's nice to know. And then there are a couple of shower centers in the loops and then one in the camping center. Okay, here is a playground with a view. You can see Mount Kidd right behind the main playground here. We finally made it for a play for Teddy. We're just having a bit of a reality check moment here. We drove 2 kilometers just up the Kananaskis road to this little Wedge Pond area. It's just a 1 kilometer loop around this little pond. It's a beautiful spot, and I just thought it would be a great time to get Teddy out on the trail again. We didn't bring the backpack, but Ellie was napping in her car seat, and I took her out and transferred her well to the carrier, and away we went, and it was going well. And then when we got to the water, I thought, well, we better get down to the water and play in the water. And so we came down here, and then because I wasn't moving as much and I was talking a bit, Ellie woke up. Anyways, just like mom stuff, I guess. Like in my head, I'm like, I should have just kept walking and she would have stayed sleeping, because then she was fussy. But anyways, I guess just a realistic look at, again, at hiking or trying to get out with your little ones is just letting them dictate and not letting it bug me, because I was really frustrated for a minute, and then we were walking as she's crying, and finally just turned around, came back to this bench, went back to the water, played. Like, this is what we're here for. And then we just sat here on this bench for a while, and like, we're just looking around, and it is absolutely stunning. So yeah, just that little reality check-in. That's kind of it for Wedge Pond. Teddy did put her toes in the water with her boots, so of course now they're wet and cold, so they headed back to the truck, and I just fed Ellie, and we're ready to head back to the truck. We only made it about 100 meters down the trail, so I think that'll be our little experience at Wedge Pond. But it is a really beautiful day use picnic area. There's washrooms at the parking lot. It's just a nice little stop and like a beautiful view of the mountains. Back at the campsite. That'll probably be it for us tonight. We just pulled into Eau Claire Campground along the Kananaskis Highway, and it looks like a first come, first serve. Unserviced, but really nice sights. Good morning. It is our last full day here in the Kananaskis area. We had a nice slow morning at the campground, got an extra nap in for Ellie while we were at the camper, and now we are out on the road looking for some hikes to do. Well, we're not really much for wayfinding this trail. We don't know where it actually starts and where it goes, and since we just saw a mama grizzly and her cub not too far down the road from here, I think we're gonna stop wandering around aimlessly in this area, head back to the truck, and maybe head to the Peter Lougheed Visitor Center and get some information there. Well darn, we set off on 3 different footpaths. None of them really seemed like the right way, so we're back here. This is all there is for a little map at the trailhead. I don't know. They put up this big sign, they paved this giant parking lot, but it's unclear of where we can actually go for a hike. Maybe it's an us problem. Or we should have our paid All Trails maps downloaded, I guess. That's my bad.
We just left our Grizzly Creek parking lot and we've got all these mountain goats, I believe. Better, there's some babies. Babies! The babies. Hey babies.
So we have just been at the Peter Lougheed Provincial Park Visitor Center for the last little while. When we got back in the truck, Ellie was very clear that she wanted to have a nap. So she fell asleep in the car seat. We got here, put her in the stroller, and we came in, and then Teddy was hungry, so I had packed a little bit of lunch, so we had our lunch inside the visitor center. I had been hoping that we could make it up here to a trailhead so that I could wear Ellie for a nap, but just between one tired and one hungry kid, that wasn't in the books, so we've been just chilling here. It has been nice. Teddy's strolling around in the little interpretive center now, and it is definitely her nap time, but I think we're gonna see if we can go do a little walk around the lower Kananaskis Lake, and then there are actually quite a few paved accessible trails, so we might be able to do another nap for maybe both girls in the stroller and see a little bit more of this area, at least, even if it is kind of just the like paved trails or short walks. I think that's what our adventure is going to be here for today. But yeah, let's go see what we can do with these gals. Lower Kananaskis Lake. There's a trail called Lower Lake that is, I don't know, several kilometers long that goes along the lake, and it's supposed to be very pretty. And then there's one just on All Trails that it just says it's called the Interpretive Trail. That's only like a 20-minute walk, so we'll see how far we get. We just want to do just a short little walk along the water. We are approaching nap time, like I mentioned, so we'll make it quick. Here we are up here, so you can go all the way down, but we're not gonna go that far. I think we're just gonna go to this little jut out there. And that's gonna be our time at the lower lake. Teddy is quite tired and not really into walking, which is really the reason I wanted to come on here, is just to give her a chance to do a little more hiking on a friendly trail, but she's very tired and wants to be carried, so we might as well just go to a more accessible trail where she can have a sleep. And I forget the name of the little hike that we're gonna do, but we will be there in just a few minutes. So just a tiny little ways down the road from Lower Kananaskis Lake where we just were, we pulled into Elkwood Campground, and it's like, I think, unserviced, eh?
There was, yeah, no power, but there was water available, so that was nice.
Yeah, so it says there's some loops that are reservable and some are first come, first serve, but from everything I can tell from the map, you need to use this bike trail to access the Marl Lake trail, which is what we're looking for, and this is a paved trail, so I'm assuming we are in the right spot. Oh hey, just me again, coming on to say how our plans didn't go the way we thought they would. We just walked for like 40 minutes down this path. It was not the path I thought it was. We did not make it to Marl Lake. The girls woke up. We decided just to turn around at a certain point. Anyways, we had a beautiful walk outside in the woods, which again is all that my goal should be. So I can't show you the Marl Lake hike, but I can show you a little bit of this Elkwood campground, what we saw, and yeah, we're gonna get back on the road and just do a little bit more exploring in the Kananaskis area. If things don't go your way, you can always get some ice cream. We stopped at the Bolton Creek campground. They have a store here with like a lot of the necessities, just like at Mount Kidd, and ice cream. So we are happy campers here with our ice cream. And this is actually another really cool campground that I did look into getting sites for. It's hard to get reservations as well, but another great option in the Kananaskis area. From the Bolton Creek campground area that we were in, we brought the Smith Dorian Spray Trail road along. We're gonna actually go to Canmore and meet up with some friends. We haven't taken this road for a long time. We took it once in our camper van and it was a very bumpy ride. It is getting into the washboards again now here where we are, but overall it's been a lot better than it was the last time we did it, and it's such a beautiful drive. Like, we just keep coming around like a bend and like there's just another beautiful mountain in front of you. We're driving by the Spray Lakes right now, which are really pretty, and then there is a lot of obviously amazing hiking back here. There's Chester Lake and Burstall Path Burstall Trail are both really popular hikes to do back here. I think in the winter too, that you can snowshoe them. And then, yeah, I think lots to do around Spray Lakes as well. So
there's also, Vicky wants to go to, what is it, Mount
Engadine Lodge. They have like a all-inclusive lodge camping experience with like cabins or rooms in the main lodge, and it is very expensive and pretty hard to get into, especially in the summer, but it's like a wish list. Yeah, it's like a dream that would just kind of be a little bit of a luxury vacation back here. But yeah, there's a lot back here, and we just love to explore it. We had such a nice supper in Canmore, and we're just getting back to the campsite. It's late, it's bedtime. See you in the morning. Good morning. It's our last morning here at Mount Kidd. We're just getting the trailer packed up. Travis is just getting ready to hook it on, and that's going to be it for us for our Mount Kidd little getaway. So we think that it is an amazing campground, especially for kids. Like, the trails around here were very stroller friendly, very kid friendly. The playground's great, the camping center is wonderful. We just really loved our time here at Mount Kidd, and we can't wait to get back. So if you have any questions or anything you're wondering, you can comment down below. We just want to say thank you so much for watching our video, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.